Alright, come on, let me in. Damn! Alright, what's going on over here? What are we doing, huh? Oh, Jesus!
In Half-Life, you play as Gordon Freeman as he changes his doctorate from theoretical physics to theoretical manslaughter. After all, nobody will hear you scream miles under the New Mexico desert. You're free to commit all manner of war crime down here.
Gordon, man, am I glad to see you. What the hell are these things? I wish you hadn't.
I want your gun.
Let's roll back the clock. Half-Life was released in 1998. Its predecessors were Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake. Games where you load to a level, gun down any living creatures in sight while moving at mach speeds, get a keycard, and open some colored doors until you make it to the next stage. And while it inherits a lot from them, even down to its code, Half-Life is a distinctly different experience. Valve wanted the gunplay, movement, and campaign of Quake, but they wanted to contextualize it all in a grounded world. You're not some roided up space marine on a holy mission to kill demons. You're a lab rat trying to evade all reasonable consequences for unleashing hell upon Earth. That doesn't sound all that dissimilar, actually. Are you still following me? Nothing epitomizes Valve's world-driven design philosophy more than Half-Life's iconic intro. You don't start in a level select room or 15 feet away from a blood-sucking demon. You start on the subway to work. This is practically Gaben himself announcing to the player, "This isn't Quake, this isn't Doom, this is Half-Life. Welcome to the science team, bitch."
Alright, let's go. Beat me up, Scotty.
Gordon Freeman's 5-minute morning commute takes us through 5 separate loading screens. That's 5 whole levels worth of data for a bus ride. And as far as I'm concerned, those are resources well allocated. The Black Mesa tram system takes you all over the complex, from the surface down to Sector C. Along the way, we'll see wage workers going about their day, the sick-ass robots that are soon to replace them, and some foreshadowing that Black Mesa isn't the safest workplace environment. You build up a lot of excitement getting ready for your first day slaughtering aliens, and it does a good job of cementing you in this world. Half-Life is a fluid experience. It's something that it's renowned for. The narrative is played out naturally in front of you. No cutscenes, no menus. From start to finish, Valve drops you into a level and lets you do what comes naturally, like pushing this button.
My God, what are you doing?
Or fucking with this guy's blunt.
My God, what are you doing?
Fuck your ramen, idiot! All the arenas and set pieces are top notch, and they still find the time to slow down and immerse you in Black Mesa. And Black Mesa's full of senseless bloodshed. Half-Life's combat it. Half-Life's combat it. What, dude? Wait, what do you want? You hungry? No, not hungry. Anyway, the combat of Half-Life. Yeah, I'm playing Half-Life. Oh, Grognark, you like Half-Life? That's weird. You normally hate everything I play and do and say. Oh no, this isn't Half-Life 2. This is Half-Life 1. You know, the old one. Where the fuck did you get that? The fuck. Hey everyone, Grognark here to remind you that Shoes sucks, his content sucks, and this game sucks. It's old, it's boring, it looks like shit! Have you even played the Zen levels? Nothing but vomit textures, shitboxes, infinite health stations to compensate for bullshit combat encounters. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if you like Half-Life, you can go fuck yourself.
Give me back my fucking body.
No, look, Shoes is still breathing. I guess I better revive him. I sure do love torturing him after all. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't know he could do that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is this funny little thing that instantly makes any game it's in better. I guess it originated in Quake, which is the base for Gold Source, Half-Life's engine. Anyway, bunny hopping is a physics and momentum-based movement mechanic. I mean, it's more like a trick. It's not exactly intended as far as I know. Okay, quick B-hop lesson. First, open your console and bind your scroll wheel to jump. This will be in the description. Now walk forward, jump, then stop holding W, and instead start holding A or D while panning your camera in the same direction. Now, when you're gonna land, use your scroll wheel to spam jump, alternate the direction on each jump, and booyah, bitch, you're hopping, you're hopping! Fucking hell, this is fun. I spent at least 40 minutes just reloading saves trying to get that perfect B-hop line. I spent way too much time on Gmod servers jumping around like an idiot in high school. I think I got pretty good at it. And in my opinion, Gold Source is a perfect engine for B-hopping. It just feels right. The speed up, the effectiveness of crouching during your hop to avoid obstacles, fucking perfect. The tactical usefulness of B-hopping is admittedly pretty limited. I mean, it boils down to a faster, flashier way to get around. But against an entire army of highly trained Green Beret Navy SEALs, it's not gonna help you much.
Gotcha, bitch.
Half-Life does a thing that a lot of video games do, where the aliens have projectile-based energy attacks and the humans got guns with hit-scan bullets.
Get the fuck!
And grenades. Hopping around like an idiot is less advantageous to the latter, but against the aliens it can be pretty useful. Zooming around, blasting a whole ensemble of Vortigons in the face, killing them instantly was one of the highlights of Half-Life's combat loop.
Oh!
You get put down quick. I gotta preface this by saying both times I've played Half-Life, I played it on hard. First time back in 2014 and now for this video. And I'll stand by my decision in saying hard is the way this game is meant to be played. The Marines take an absolutely retarded amount of bullets and you'll drop like nothing. But luckily we don't have to rely on bullets. I'm a fucking physicist. I'll blow shit up. Explosives are how you'll turn the fight in your favor. Option A, a full 50 round mag for 1 kill. Option B, 1 high explosive and potentially dozens of kills. Valve gives you lots of cards to shove up your HEV sleeves, like grenades, or grenades with lasers, or a rocket launcher, or these fucking things. Ah, Jesus, why are they attacking me? And lots of environmental explosives you can utilize to clear a room with minimal resources. E equals MC squared, baby. Welcome to bomb theory.
What?
Most of the aliens are pretty easy in comparison. They'll still gas you in the blink of an eye, but their attacks are easier to predict than avoid, and they're generally weaker to bullets. But I'm happy to say, whether carbon or silicon based, the life forms you'll be brutalizing are really fun to fight. Half-Life's AI is great. These enemies aren't geniuses, but they are active participants in the fight for their lives. They'll flank you, run from grenades, toss some of their own. They're always moving around, repositioning, getting behind their buddies. There's some massive set pieces where aliens and Marines fight each other in these sick battles. It's so cool. Valve loves to vary the pacing and intensity of their combat encounters. You'll be fighting slugs in a fridge, to a helicopter on a cliffside, to all-out war. Variety goes a long way in keeping you interested. And Half-Life's 8-hour campaign is exceptionally easy to digest. I was sucked in and immersed throughout, in no small part due to the audio design. Half-Life takes a subtle approach to audio. They rely heavily on the atmospherics of Black Mesa rather than the music to fill out the landscape. But when the lead starts flying and the music kicks in, it still sounds awesome. The few tracks Half-Life plays really fit the themes and atmospheres of Black Mesa. Industrial, mysterious, these songs have a subdued energy to them. The whole of Half-Life is accompanied by like 30 minutes of soundtrack. They really don't play these often. Most of the time, you just take in the ambience, your footsteps as you creep around, the whirring of machinery, the various gurgles of dying aliens. Thankfully, Black Mesa's sound design is robust enough to support damn near the whole experience. There's an entire genre of shitposts where you recreate movie scenes with Half-Life sound effects.
Don't shoot! I'm with the science team!
It just goes to show how iconic most of the sounds in this game are. I just got one gripe. Jeez, fuck, that's loud. The guns blew my ears out. And when I turned them down, I made all the dialogue uncomfortably quiet.
Yes.
Alright, come on. Open the door for me.
I'll stay here.
No, you gotta open this door for me.
Access denied.
Jesus, come on, man. This one. Come on.
Access denied.
Yes, let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Access denied.
Let's go. God damn, you stupid fucking...
Nowadays, games like to put dialogue on a separate slider, but here you got a vaguely named sound effects bar. Then I'm pretty sure adjusts everything from your footstep to the music. To my knowledge, there's not an easy way to tweak individual aspects of the sound, so loud gunshots it is. Alright, I'd say we're sufficiently warm and lubed for everyone's favorite part of the video. Story time! I'm gonna be spoiling the plot to this 20-year-old game, so if you haven't played it, go do that, and then come back. Or just skip ahead. Good? Okay, good. Half-Life doesn't blow its load in the narrative department. This is Valve's first game and a new IP. These guys aren't dumb. They know to save the good shit for the sequel. And Half-Life gives you just enough to get you chubbed up. The story's played straight. Pretty much exactly how I said earlier. You're Gordon Freeman, a scientist at Black Mesa, when you unknowingly cause a resonance cascade, ripping apart space-time, letting in slugs! Aliens! Then the military pull up and go all torched earth and shit, placing Freeman between an army of tanks and soldiers and an army of bug tanks and bug soldiers as he fights to survive and escape Black Mesa. At least that was the plan. Must have took a wrong turn down on the railways, cause now we're on a rock? Some nebula? In space? Why am I out here? Okay, yeah, well, whatever. I guess I ought to blow up this asshole.
Did he just tank that for his master?
But wait, Shoes, you haven't even mentioned the G-Man yet.
Yeah, I know, dick. I was saving it for now. The G-Man is a legend amongst video game antagonists, which is really something, because he doesn't do shit in this game. It's a couple times in your journey where you can spot him creeping on you, just watching. He doesn't say a goddamn word to you till the very end of the game. And as far as I know, no one ever says his name or references him as the G-Man. He's a goddamn enigma. And that's how it's supposed to be. 20 years later and we still don't really know who the fuck this guy is. His character is an implication machine by design. His voice, his mannerisms.
Well, I can offer you a battle you have no...
Everything about this guy is shrouded in mystique. But we know who the G-Man is. We don't need anyone to say his name or explain where he came from. It's obvious. He's the alien's accountant. Or something. Anyway, at the end of it all, you blow up the boss baby in space and save the world. Except you don't. And then the G-Man abducts you and puts you in space stasis for 20 years as a way of saying... thanks? But of course you could always choose the other ending where you get turned into a mushy orange-red stain in the sand. And that's the story of Half-Life. Pretty cool, huh? Again, this game's more interested in building a world for its sequel rather than bloating itself with needless narrative. I mean, you just caused the end times, unleashing fourth-dimensional aliens onto the Earth, and now you have to desperately escape the concrete bomb that is Black Mesa. Do you really need a crazy story with twists and shit to keep you interested? Or is that enough for you to press the buttons like a good monkey?
Whoa! What are you doing? You fool!
Alright, Lord Gaben, I've sucked you and your game off for the last 5 pages of my script, so I think it's time I point out the warts growing on our high school sweetheart, this beautiful boomer shooter bitch. There's some light spoilers ahead, I guess. We're going to space, baby! I think. Let's talk about the Zen levels. The final act of Half-Life takes place on the alien's home dimension of Zen. It's a bunch of rocks! The ugly side of Half-Life's development really shows here. These last few levels are generally considered the weakest Valve have to offer. Firstly, you lose that whole underground laboratory vibe the game spent so long building and replace it with dirt. Secondly, it's here where Gaben throws the most bullshit at you, like a cavalry of Vortigons on an open field, or floating babies with terrible hit detection. Valve knows these arenas are bullshit. It explains why they put infinite health stations in them. It doesn't explain their sick sense of humor making them heal you this slow. I mean, you get a super bunny hop jetpack, which is kind of fucking sick, but honestly, the only good thing I have to say about these levels is that they're short. And that's Half-Life. Hopefully I did this legend of a game a smidge of justice. I mean, you only get one chance to review Half-Life, right? Anyway, you sexy motherfucker, you know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say that shit anyway. If you like the video, like it, and comment other old games you think stand up to the test of time. Also subscribe, I almost got 100, isn't that cool? Hey, Future Shoes here. So, we actually blew past 100 subs in the making of this video, which is, I mean, that's fucking awesome. Thank you guys. Because I have 100 subs now, I was actually able to snag my custom URL, youtube.com/somewhatrespectable. It's easy to shill, easy. Shill it to your mother, your father, your pops, your kids, everybody. Let them all know, youtube.com/somewhatrespectable. Thanks again. Next video should be something a little different. I kind of buffer between this and the next big Does It Hold Up. Shout out to all my hoodlums out there. I'll see you around, unless I get murdered in my sleep. Thanks for watching.